For those of you who don't know what just happened, I was talking about what Satan can or can't do, and my batteries died on my mic when my batteries were replaced on, what, a week ago? Did we replace them in August? Say yes, it makes the story sound good. Seriously, maybe Satan turned off my microphone. Who knows? Well, that's the point. What do we actually know to be true? And when the answer is we don't know much, the human satanic tendency is to fill in the blank with a lot of scary folklore about the big red guy. When in reality, the answer should be, we don't know much because we probably don't need to know much. Because if we are doing, I got something weird going on here. The wire, it tickles. If we are doing what we're supposed to be doing, if we are doing what we're supposed to be doing, which was what again? We are defeating the enemy by praying, by reading the Word, by getting closer to the Lord, by building our spiritual gifts, by being filled with the Holy Spirit over and over again. We get discernment. We know how to stand up to our adversary. Well, you just said stand up to him. I stand up to him by following the Lord. I don't really want to get into fisticuffs with Lucifer every day. But a lot of people do it. A lot of people do that. A lot of people are very involved with Satan. Every time they pray, they're binding Satan and casting him into the pit of hell. Where is that? I just want to know exactly the geographical location of said pit of hell today, in August of 2011. Where the hell is hell right now? I just want to know. No one knows. What do we know? We know that we're serving Jesus, not Satan. So we have to be aware of Satan, but we have to know everything about Jesus. Our attitude should be we can't get enough of Jesus, and we've had enough of Satan. And I don't mean to be using sloganism, but after using heffalumps and woozles, obviously I have no shame. But the truth is it's more fun to exploit Satan. It's more fun, more interesting. It's more exciting. It's more spooky. It's a great way to impress your friends. We like the dark stuff. And we don't know what we know, and whether or not what we think we know has come from the Bible or come from mythology. I have heard Christians talk about the Book of the Dead, the necromancy book. I've heard Christians talk about it. These people had a copy of the Book of the Dead, and it conjured up demons. And the demons got into all of them. And they were all possessed, and we had to cast out the demons. I was like, excuse me, that was Evil Dead 1. I saw that movie. I saw that movie. And I saw Necromancy, Book of the Dead, 1, 2, 3, and however more there were. I saw them. This is folklore. I mean, there's no Book of the Dead? Well, I'm sure someone made a Book of the Dead and marketed it to idiot Satanists, but it's not anything. It's not anything. It has no power. A book has no power. The Satanic Bible has no power. No power. Bible has no power if you don't bother to open it. It's just collecting dust. We have to know what to be on the look for, or we will continue to say, hi, that nice shiny fruit. It can't be so bad if we eat it. But the nice shiny fruits these days have a lot to do with our intellect, a lot to do with our spiritual understanding, a lot of superstition, a lot of folklore, a lot of mythology And the problem is superstition, folklore, and mythology, that sounds rather harmless. Rather harmless. There was a mythological character named Oedipus who killed his father and had sex with his mother and gouged out his eyes. Mythology. It's harmless. The only reason that was fresh in my mind because I was watching a documentary last night and had a clip from a movie based on that. And I said, gosh, if I knew they were going to show that, I would have skipped over. That gave me nightmares, man. That freaks me out. I don't know why that would affect me more than all the other stuff, but I'm sure there's something very logical and Freudian about it. And again, we are living in a post-pop psychology society. And Christianity just was trampled over by pop psychology. There's so much stuff in Christianity today that has no basis in Christianity that it's its own religion. Its own religion. The documentary I was watching was on an Italian poet and filmmaker, Pasolini, and anyone who watches this and hears me drop that name, their mouths are just dropped because this is like considered one of the most evil anti-Christian people of all time. And I'm reading a book on him, I watched a documentary on him, and I've seen all those movies. I own all his movies, I'm the devil. But this guy was really, really damaged. Really damaged in his life, in the time he was born, in his skin, in his family, in his world, and by the church. Because he lived in Italy, and he grew up in Italy during World War II, and the church in Italy was for the rich. It was controlled by the rich. It was about privilege. So the poor and the underclass weren't even welcome to be there. So the perception of Christianity was one of, it's elitist. And I thought about that and I went, that's funny because Christianity, when I found it in the 80s, was being infiltrated by pop psychology. And really powerful scriptures were being replaced with, don't give them that power. Don't give anybody your power. You know, I was like, screw your power. Let's get some Holy Spirit stuff going on here. Let's get the stuff that raised Jesus from the dead going on here. Let's sick that on your abusive husband instead of not giving him your power. Let's sick the Holy Spirit on him and see what happens. How about some good old-fashioned Old Testament boils? You know what I'm saying? That's what I saw in Christianity. When I was reading the Bible for the first time, I was like, whoa, look what we can do. Look at what we can do everything but fly, but I'm convinced I'm going to figure out how Christians can translate like that. Because some of the apostles were translated